yesterday or the day before about having years to develop and all that stuff. We don't got no time for that. We don't got no time for that right now. So now what? How many days is it January? 31? So now what? We got 7 days to figure it out. They got
But even with
7
the
days
timeline,
to
Oh, the
figure it out.
deadline.
even with the
It's just that
timeline being
simple.
accelerated,
They can't do it. They can't do it with the men. Men's is not the point guard that's gonna take them to that level. Reed Shepherd's is not the point guard that's gonna take them to the level. It's they went and got Kevin Durant. They went to get Kevin Durant to win a championship. And if they don't do something about that point guard situation in these next 7 days, then it's just gonna be what it is. The landlords of the great state of Texas, and that will be the San Antonio Spurs. Man, who checked out the game last night?
It's a good one.
Very much so.
Okay. Any thoughts? Thoughts, concerns. What are we seeing from the Spurs? Or is this the Spurs just being that good, or is this a Rockets problem?
I think it's a combination of both, Ox. Because I don't think that the Rockets were that bad. I do think that San Antonio Spurs defense was really good, but I also think that the Houston defense was really good too. I just think that when we got to certain aspects of the game, I think that exposed a lot of deficiencies with Houston, but also they exposed a lot of deficiencies with San Antonio. Wemby is the equalizer here. Wemby is the guy who, despite all the issues that you have, Wemby is the one that cleans up a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I thought he did a great job in help side. I thought he did a great job in protecting the rim. I thought Castle did a great job in dealing with KD last night in terms of the physicality. I thought he pushed him into spaces that KD didn't want to go into. I thought he did a great job in challenging shots. They really missed Steven Adams because this is a team, Ox, that thrived on second chance opportunities, and they don't have that as much. And the fact that they don't have Steven Adams, I think that really hampers them. So I do think that we have some issues, but I'm going to let you guys address the elephant in the room because I already know what it is. I already know what the elephant in the room is, so I'm going to let you guys address that.
Why is he? How is that? How is he the elephant in the room, Morris?
Because the adjustment that won San Antonio the game was taking Wemby off of Şengün, putting Stephon Castle or Keldon Johnson on Şengün, and allowing Wemby to roam off of Amen Thompson, who is meant to be Houston's point guard. And it stifled Houston's offense. It stifled the men. I don't know exactly what he shot in the second half. Let me find it. It was bad. At times like he's not even looking at the rim. It just ruined Houston's offense quite simply. Amen in the second half was 6 for 16. Obviously shot no threes, which is whatever, but they're guarding him like he has the plague. Like no one's going near him. And you could see the struggles that Houston went through, which is why that's the elephant in the room. But he's not the biggest problem. I would just want to give the Spurs credit, Mitch Johnson and his coaching staff for seeing what was going wrong in the first half. I still think Wemby can't guard Alperen Şengün. That's kind of where I'm at on that.
I thought I was the only one, Mars. I thought I was the only one. He lunch against him. He is lunch.
But making the adjustment, having the foresight to obviously see the lack of spacing that Amen Thompson can provide, and then using the best rim protector in the sport as a roamer, Luke Cornett as well. It worked and it was very effective, and Houston couldn't counter it. Or if they could, they didn't attempt to counter, which might be an indictment on the Rockets coaching stuff. But
Mars, because if you look at the box score, Amen had 25 points last night. What's up with that? How was he the elephant in the room? Y'all, I don't get this.
Well, he started the game fine. Like the first half, he was fine. Like his defense was fine. He was scoring. He was getting to the rim. He was too big for guys like Stephon Castle. But our second half, it was just bad. Like every possession that he wasn't directly involved in, Wemby is just blowing up every play because he's able to just roam and ignore him. I don't know how many deflections and blocks and forced turnovers Wemby had just by being near every play. And that's when you're going to make Wemby like his most dangerous on defense. If you can have Wemby literally impacting every play on defense, you're going to stifle your offense. And that's what Amen was doing. So outside of the 25 points and whatever else he had, he made Wemby have like one of his most dominant performances, especially in the second half defensively of the season. And that's something that can't happen, especially if you're a point guard, in my opinion. So yeah, shout out to his 25 points. Little golf clap. But no, that was
Ox,
the
you and I
elephant in
had
the room.
had a conversation, Ox, about when I said to you a while ago about a guy having 20 empty rebounds. Like when I talked to you about I believe it was Whiteside, when I was like, yo, he had those was empty rebounds. If you look at the 25 points on the box score, it actually looks really good. Like he was 11 for 23. You know, he had 25 points. But if you sat down and watched the game last night, he was killing them. He killed them last night.
I think we're in a tricky situation with Amen Thompson because to me he's on a great development arc. However, being the team's de facto point guard, he's going to find himself, like we saw yesterday, in some of these high leverage moments that he's sort of not ready for. And players are sagging off him, like Mars said. He can't shoot the ball. He's going to get criticism for it when he hasn't had the experience to sort of build those, I guess, competitive calluses yet. To make plays down the stretch offensively, even though he's developing nicely. So it's hard when you're on a really good team, but you have some of these really glaring deficiencies in your game. So I think it's going to get to a point, guys, where I don't know if he can play in these high leverage fourth quarters, potentially, given the matchup. Because like you said, Mars, if you got a player like Wemby roaming, I don't know if he can stay on the floor, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of add to your point, Damien. So they're treating him like Ben Simmons, if I'm being completely honest. Like they're not guarding him at all. And last year, even the year prior, Amen, he would occasionally take that open three because they're giving it to him. Now he's not even attempting. He's not even looking for the shot. It's kind of like a 4-on-5 on offense, right? Whereas last year, even the year prior, they kind of put him in that Aaron Gordon dunker spot type of thing with Alperoon in the high post. You double team him, then he throws alley-oop to Amen right there. But now that he's a point guard, you can't really do that no more, right? And with him being point guard, everybody knows that you try to experiment with him being a point guard, but obviously now 3-4 months into the line, we all know he's not a point guard, at least not yet. And with Kevin Durant, the timeline is ticking. You have like a 2-3 year timeline. And I don't think Amen can be a point guard within that 2 to 3 years.
Why can't he do it though? Because you literally just told us that
the biggest thing is like he has to put pressure on the rim, right? He has to be like
all his points was in the paint last night. All of them. All of his points
not pressure on the rim, but he has to be like a threat to score the ball.
Sure.
The fourth quarter, we all saw it. It was literally so much space, so much room to operate, and he would do handoffs to Kevin Durant, who would immediately Stephon Castle. We saw the dribble handoffs with Kevin Durant, and KD would immediately get like double teamed. We saw the shot that he had a shot clock violation where Wemby blocked him. And you just can't have that with Amen being the point guard. He has to put I don't mean put pressure on the rim because he does that, but he has to be a threat scoring like in the mid-range area, 3-pointer. Mars, he put a tweet out yesterday, and I replied to that tweet, and he didn't respond to me because he's too popular. But he pretty much
Mars big timing you. Mars, you big timing people now. That's not what you're doing, Mars.
He didn't reply to my tweet.
I just haven't forgiven him for saying Jokic peaked higher than Bron, so I just ignore him.
That was my first ever podcast. All right, give me a little break. Yeah. But essentially the tweet was like, the Rockets offense is terrible. And I replied to that with, Amen not even being able to have a floater in this game is kind of shocking because he's in year 3 or 4. And like he's 6'7", right? You got to be able to the rim is right there. So like you can't even develop a floater.
He actually made one yesterday.
I don't understand that.
He made one yesterday.
But there's so many instances, so many times where it's just like the rim is right there, just throw it up. You're not even looking to score. It's kind of like that Draymond Green role, except the Warriors have Steph Curry, right? So you can't do that with this team. You have to shoot the ball. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing. Draymond talked about his confidence was lost. So I don't know if that's the case.
I 100% think that's what it is.
Because he was shooting, even like the first couple games, he was shooting the ball, like minimum. He might not be making it, but he was shooting the ball. Now he's not even shooting the ball. And I'm not counting the putback layups or dunks. He had 25 points straight, but it's like that's not shooting the ball. You know what I mean?
I do. I get that. Mars, you and me had a conversation. You and me had a conversation about this, Mars, about having the ability to do things. And there are some guys who just you want to see them do something. Yet you just have to accept that they have an inability, and then they'll never be able to do this. I don't ever expect Amen Thompson to be a knockdown long ball shooter. I don't ever expect him to have a money mid-range game. But at some point throughout the course of his basketball life, he's knocked down a 15-footer, and he's done it more than once. At some point in his life, he's had a floater in his game because he did it yesterday. I think I think the Akil's point, I think this is a confidence thing. I don't think he's comfortable shooting as the lead guard because I got the ball in my hands. If I shoot the basketball, then I'm taking a possession away from us. My jump shot was better. If I had more confidence in it, I would be more confident in shooting the ball. Because again, Mars, you brought up an interesting point about the adjustment that they made. Wemby is literally in the paint. It reminded me of, remember when Philly played against the Lakers when LeBron James,
and LeBron just
he's literally standing in the paint with Ben Simmons daring him to shoot, and it's 4-on-5, and that's what it looked like yesterday. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, can we just teach this? I know that you guys see the skill set. All of these guys don't have this when they show up, Ox. You got to teach him how to play in the mid-range. You got to teach me how to play on the box. You got to teach these guys how to play in these spaces. Kevin Durant, as awesome as he is as a bucket getter, somebody taught him how to play in the mid-range. Somebody taught him how to play on the block. And the same logic, I feel like, and I'm not saying on any level that Amen Thompson is the bucket getter that KD is. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, I'm not saying that, no. What I am saying, though, is as a pro, I got pro potential. The game, that's up to you to teach me to play in these spaces, to be effective in the spaces where I can be effective, to be wide open at the 15-foot line and to be completely ignored. That's an indictment on me. That's not an indictment on the crew. That's an indictment on me and my skill set.
I hear you, Chill, and I agree with that. But that's the problem. And Kevin Durant, the person you just brought up, is the issue with that. That was my problem as soon as Freddie got hurt.
Yeah.
As soon as Freddie got hurt, that was my problem. Kevin Durant is the issue with Amen Thompson's development. We don't got time to teach you. We went to
KD sped the timeline up.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
We went to go get KD so that we could win this year or next year. You know what I mean? So
that's why I said that.
Like what
well, you ain't winning this year.
Like what Penn was talking about yesterday or the day before about having years to develop and all that stuff. We don't got no time for that. We don't got no time for that right now. So now what? How many days is January? 31? So now what? We got 7 days to figure it out. They got
But
7
even with the
days
timeline.
to
The
figure it out.
deadline.
Even with the
It's just that
timeline being
simple.
accelerated,
They can't do it. They can't do it with the men. Amen's not the point guard that's gonna take them to that level. Reed Shepherd's not the point guard that's gonna take them to the level. They went and got Kevin Durant. They went to get Kevin Durant to win a championship. And if they don't do something about that point guard situation in these next 7 days, then it's just gonna be what it is. And I know I'm not hating on the Rockets. I'm just reporting the news.
who can the Rockets like realistically get as a point guard?
I don't know. It's not my job to know that.
Let's get to the bottom of something right now. Portland is not giving you Drew Holiday. They're not. So let's dead that logic right now. Portland, they are trying to make the playoffs. They are trying to be better. They're not giving you Drew Holiday. There's no reason for them to do that. On top of that, Drew Holiday makes a lot of money too. Don't leave that part out.
I saw Kobe White trending, but like as a Rockets fan, like I'm from Houston, so like I'm a Rockets fan.
Yeah.
Kobe White, like that was a big topic, but I don't think he's a point guard. He's more of a shooting guard. We need a point guard who can play make, who can obviously score the ball as well, but a person who can get KD the ball in the right situations, get Alperen in the right situations. I don't think Kobe White's that guy. I think he's more of a score first and then pass second. So like Kobe White's a name, but
you want to win now point guard? We'll give you a win now point guard.
Emmanuel Quickly.
Eastern Conference Player of the Week, Emmanuel Quickly.
Nice.
Amazing.
I mean, I think the Bulls have a point
that.
guard I like. They have Trey Jones. I like Trey Jones, but
I
I don't know if he's available. I've
been down that block. I'm good.
Can I be honest
Well,
though?
we've been down the Tyus Jones block. Where I could have told you he sucks. I've been trying to tell people Trey Jones better than Tyus for years. Trey cool, but I don't know. Amen is just weird, man. Amen's like super talented.
Amen was doing fine until the fourth quarter. I understand that he has some very loud plays in the fourth quarter. Like he took the most shots of anyone, but that's largely because I think that was by design from the Spurs defense. They geared it so that he would have to be put in uncomfortable positions because of how they're able to guard Kevin Durant and the rest of their shooters. They have a spacing deprived offense at times. It worked when Steven Adams was gobbling up all those rebounds, but right now they don't have Steven Adams.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.